Welcome to another episode of Cali on the Water. Hi, I'm Eric, the founder of the Direct-to-Boater brand and host of Cali on the Water. I've just returned from a trip to Asia and wanted to share with you some of the highlights. This video will focus on the Dumaguete City area while touring this particular island with some of our employees in the Philippines. The trip started off interesting as I was on the plane waiting to take off from Hong Kong. And look what's going on around me. In all my years of traveling, this is the first time I've ever seen this. It's warm and humid outside, but look at this condensation. The flight attendant seems to disappear when she walked down the aisle. It would have been nice if that captain would have addressed us so we would know if this is normal, as I've never seen it before. I decided to fly from Hong Kong to Dumaguete City in the Philippines, as we have several employees based there who graduated from one of the local universities. The Dumaguete area, which is primarily made up of 3 cities, also includes Dauin, which is also known for excellent diving and snorkeling. The 3rd city is Valencia, which is higher up in the mountains on the island, so it's a bit cooler with beautiful landscape that includes waterfalls and pools flowing from the creeks in that area. I thought you might enjoy seeing some of the scenery on this beautiful island and some of the highlights of the people and places that I came across. A little background on Dumaguete. It was listed as one of the top places to retire by Condé Nast magazine a few years ago. So this city has quite a few Western men from the US, Canada, UK, Australia, and Europe that have decided to make this place home. You can see this Western influence in some of the restaurants in the area. You know, this area is quite affordable, as the exchange rate in the Philippines right now is about 55 pesos to $1 US. So meals and hotels are about half of what they would cost in the US. I ordered lasagna at this restaurant, and it was about $10 in US currency. Hotels and resorts in the area are also quite affordable and range around $100 per night for a really nice hotel right along the ocean. Even less if you go closer to the city towards downtown Dumaguete. I spent the weekend with some of my guys that are based here, and they gave me a fun tour of the place. Here's some of the footage as we also rented scooters for the day, and that was an absolute blast touring the island. Most people here drive a scooter or a motorcycle, and they don't require a license in order to buy one. We typically averaged about 60 kilometers per hour while we were on the highway. The speed limit was about typically 80 kilometers per hour. So to kind of put that in perspective, 100 kilometers per hour is about 62 miles per hour as a comparison. The scooters really cool you off because it is a bit warm and humid in this environment all year long. It is quite warm here, and it averaged about 88 degrees each day with about 85% humidity while I was here. The trick was to get out early and then get out of the sun between about 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. I went for a walk each morning to go explore around 6 a.m. and passed this Catholic church each day, which was already in morning mass by 6 a.m. Here's a little bit of the service going on. One of my guys explained that when the Spanish came to this island, they would set up the church with a courtyard or a park-like area to foster community, and they'd make it the center of the town. It was a good strategy. As you can see, it's still in place today. Here's a conversation with this man and his goats, as I wondered why he was taking 3 goats for a walk. So the goats, they're going to eat the The grass and everything?
Yeah.
Oh, I see. And then what is this property right here?
This is a property of the church.
Oh, it belongs to the church.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, there's a lot of people. It's 6 a.m. in the church already.
Yeah.
Yeah, is that every day?
Every day.
Every day.
Especially on Sunday.
Yeah, especially Sunday.
Much more people.
More people. So some people, they start every day by going to the church at 6 a.m., 5:30 a.m.?
From Friday to Saturday, 6 a.m.
Yeah, 6 a.m.
While during Sunday, the first mass will start on 6:30.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. And then how long does it go? Does it go most of the day?
In the afternoon, the last mass will be on 5 o'clock in the
5 o'clock.
afternoon.
Okay. That's very nice. A beautiful town here. Interesting that in order to maintain the property, they use goats to keep the grass and plants from taking over. This is a very tropical area with plenty of rain, so plants grow very quickly here. There is a highly ranked university that's here in Dumaguete City that both of my guys graduated from. It's called Silliman University, and it has a rich history as many of the Philippines' successful businessmen and politicians have come from the school. Here's a shot of the mayor's office in Dauin. There are some interesting politics here, and today happens to be the local elections for each barangay, which is like a local village or town. So most people are off work today in order to vote. The election is handled in the schools by the teachers, who are also tasked with counting the paper ballots on the same day. Some of the barangays will actually pay 2,000 pesos in order for you to vote. So the turnout tends to be good. This is the morning routine in this area at first light, as local farmers and ranchers bring their goods to the local outdoor market. Good morning. Oh, in pork?
You want beef?
Oh.
Shoulder.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay.
Morning. I'm okay, thank you. They have the morning shops, vegetables, fruit, supplies. This is the Dumaguete Boardwalk area, which they've done a very nice job with to make the center of downtown. At night, you can often see lights in the water just off the boardwalk as divers with spear guns are looking for fish. Tonight, you can see they are hosting a concert with a local rock band. It's a fun vibe, but man, is it loud for an outdoor concert. The young people seem to be having a nice time. About 3 blocks from the boardwalk in the downtown area is the Mercado, which is an open-air type market. Here's some footage of the meat shopping area, which was primarily pork and fish. In fact, I saw them on carts bring in their fresh pig that they had just killed that morning. In general, the people aren't shy here to be on camera. The population is quite kind to foreigners, and they make you feel welcome as they are very friendly people, though sometimes shy at first until they get to know you. Here's what the fruit and vegetable areas look like along with the flowers. From there I went to the Robinson Mall, which pretty much looks like a mall area in the US. There are quite a few mall areas in the Philippines, as the air conditioning is refreshing and makes it one of the local hangouts. One of their favorite fast food restaurants is Jollibee's. Second would probably be KFC. They love fried chicken and pizza, certainly 2 of the local favorites. Each major city in the Philippines is known for a local delicacy. In Dumaguete, it's a pastry called Savannah, and it's a cream-filled soft pastry that is quite good. San Raval is a local bakery and restaurant that has been in this area since the 1980s. We found an interesting Italian place called Lorenzo's that carried an assortment of Western meats and cheeses, almost like a deli, but also served complete meals, including steaks, as a sit-down restaurant. They even had Ben & Jerry's imported ice cream there. We came across a parade going along the boardwalk in Dumaguete City. The school kids had already walked past us before we turned on the camera, so for the most part, here are some of the parents that are following them. It's fun how they've decorated the cars as part of the festivities. I was curious what kind of cars they would have over here on this island, and it mostly seems like a combination of Nissan, Ford, and a few Toyotas. Maybe occasionally a Honda. Now notice the guy in the cart with the towel around his head being pushed down the street. Let's take a closer look. Not sure what's going on there, but I don't think they're a part of the parade. It's just another event in everyday life here in the Philippines. Next, some live music showed up for everyone to enjoy. Look at this guy on the scooter holding onto the ladder on one side. You'd think the weight of that ladder would be enough to tip him over. We ventured out the island to a place called Valencia that is filled with palm trees and jungle. This particular spot is known as Red Rock Hot Springs, as you can see me here with my guys. This area is also known for its warm water pools that are quite relaxing. This is what they do to foreigners. This is what we do with bad employees. Oh, we're just having some fun. It's Halloween tomorrow, and I guess some of the locals were getting ready with teenager soup. Notice the guy who keeps adding fuel to the wood-burning fire for his friend. I guess she wants to check the temperature to make sure it's good and hot for her friends. There goes the fuel again to make sure they're cooked all the way through, I guess. Now notice how this one guy adds some flour to his hair and tries to maintain composure as they continue to heat up the fire, and then she sprays them with water right in the face. This is a really pretty place called Forest Camp. There are also some geothermal springs in the area that put off steam with a really strong sulfur smell. The primary waterfall in this area is Palang Abado, if I'm saying that right. And as you can see, these guys are cooling off enjoying these falls. It really looks like someplace in the Sierras in California or in the Colorado Rockies. Well, it's a really pretty area, and it looks right out of a movie set in the South Pacific. Here's a view from an exclusive area where the well-to-do live. There was a wedding going on when we arrived, and we were taking in these views. We stopped and we had a mango shake in this restaurant, which was the best one that I had on the island. The area is called Tierra Alta and has quite a view of the mountains all the way down to the sea. We stayed at a place called Mike's Dauin Beach Resort in Dauin, which is about 20 to 30 minutes depending upon traffic south from Dumaguete. There is a popular dive spot there called Apple Island, which is about a 30-minute boat ride, and from there you can see turtles and corals and all kinds of amazing things. It's quieter in the Dauin area, and you will see a lot of dogs and chickens roaming around in the yards and streets. Most dogs are not going to be vaccinated and are a natural burglar alarm, so you'll want to keep your distance. They do seem to be used to the scooters and motorcycles, and I had fun chasing a few of the chickens off the street. This is what the coast looks like in front of Mike's Beach Resort, and the water is in the 80s. There are coral heads in the general area, so snorkeling can be done right here along this coast, or you can make a day out of it and take a boat across to Apple Island, or one of the other areas close by known for snorkeling and diving. Here's a look at another high-end resort called Purita Beach and Dive Resort. It's a really nice place, and it's separated into two sections. The first area is a resort-type hotel. I checked the rates, and to my surprise, you can stay here for about $100 per night US if you plan ahead. There are several pools and a nice restaurant offering a breakfast buffet while I was walking the property, as they offered me to join them even though I was not a guest there. That is the approach and the resort areas. You can often visit the beach area for the day for an entry fee, or go to one of the restaurants without paying an entrance fee. You don't have to stay there. There is a diving school as part of this resort. Dauin is definitely the place to be for snorkeling, diving, or just enjoying a beach day with friends and family. The currents are such that the ocean is clear, and the beaches are nicer in this area, in Dauin, compared to the Dumaguete City downtown, which is the main town area. But apparently the beaches and the currents are such that it's not as nice of an area to go to the beach. The second area of this resort has a very nice and expensive looking condo setup. So if you're planning to spend around $200 to $250 per night US, and you plan in advance, you can book this area. But look how incredibly nice they are. This location and these condos are pretty spectacular. I mean, take a look at these places. When I was ready to head back to China to continue on my trip, I came across this blind man at the Dumaguete airport. I asked if he wouldn't mind playing a song for us. I was just kind of half kidding, trying to make conversation as I was waiting for the flight. But I wanted to see if he would play. To my surprise, well, watch what happens next. I had no expectations of anything happening, and was just following along to kind of see what would happen, since, I had asked him to play. Funny that it just started off wanting him to play a song on his ukulele. Ayo. Salamat. And having a little bit of fun along the way. I was certainly not expecting this. And causing us to pause and reflect on what's important to us. Salamat. So he's now playing for everybody. I was just hoping to get him on the ukulele, and look what happened. But to have a blind man playing for an audience, completely by ear, I don't know, it's just amazing to me. It's a really beautiful thing. was so enjoyable to listen to him. And thinking through all the challenges he had to overcome in his own life, to be here with us just today. Things that we certainly take for granted. Obstacles that he must overcome day in and day out just to get through his day. This was definitely one of the highlights of my trip. It was just one of those life moments that you never expect. Meanwhile, you can hear the airline in the background, calling out the next flight, not seeing what's unfolding right there in front of us. This really was a blessing to me, being so far from home, thousands of miles away. Leaving in the midst of a new major geopolitical event that is going to have ramifications for years to come. Unfortunately, making the world even more divisive than before I had left. In the midst of challenges and a new war that was about to begin, and unthinkable atrocities that happened the week before leaving on this trip, it just seemed amazing to me that this one man, all on his own, without saying a word, was making a difference for me and others on this day. Just goes to show the world is smaller than we think, as we are connected in many ways. Sometimes we just need to stop and reflect, so life doesn't pass us by and we miss the important things. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this episode on my travel across the sea.